I'm not a darling or adorable. I'm incredible, or beware my bearing of this world's identity, history, banker of monopoly bullshit. Like, review panel, how you be the example, the author, the judge of my performance. Like, businessmen can set what difficulty, or be the practice of their own preached difficulty, or his occupation enemies. Like Wolf of Wall Street versus, compressed diamond of miracles. Why is expensive the only word of its price and cost of mortal standards? And the difference to set men from the boys, or salvational or self-labored compared to a god. Gods are uneven, they're lopsided, they're our domestic beholder. There's a guy that went missing saying dimensions are one-dimensional, two-dimensional, like flat, square, and then three-dimensional or something like this or whatever, And light is a significant four-dimensional provider. Like, to see three-dimension, you would have to perceive the fourth dimension just to see the third. He says it. I don't know how he says it, but stature, strong, inexpensive, is a girl's or a feminine's, or like an underhand of the fear of accomplishment, or glory of mortal, love. What is love? What's the cost of mortal love? The cost. Everybody sacrifices for what? Expensive of, cosmic relation? No. Because some places say dogs don't go to heaven. Man's best friend don't go to heaven. In a man's world, or man's belief of stuff. Man's papers, books. You're supposed to be strong for the weak. You're supposed to be reliable with your opposables to what deserves, or something, right? Like a hearted for the vulnerable, and our exposure. Hearted for the exposure of vulnerable, or something. This world is unprotected. It's self-hatred. It fears more of itself and everything around this useless reality than its own imagination. What do you believe in or investing, you know? It's just like saying the blueprints to heaven costs living. Like imagination. Like I can't make a better imagination out of my lectures for my love of properties and objects and myself. And you know, everybody could kick me to the side. Especially if their impact of their self for their self is selfish, is sloppy, slobbery, sick, selfish, is gross, sickening, you know? It's just like saying a goof would be selfish. Cowards would be selfish. Traitors. Miserable people to how... You know, it's not courageous. It's not commitment. Once they're full of it and they're fed up, it's just like saying once somebody shoots somebody and gets an automatic elimination, you know, it doesn't teach anybody. Automatic eliminations don't teach anybody. You move too fast, you too fast for the camera. Some people are gonna have to come back. You know, like Santa Claus rechecks his list. Santa Claus don't give any breaks. What does Incredible do? You know, what's strong? What's expensive? What's stature? But do they put the man's name, or does he put the spoiled, you know, compensation of identity or something? Does he identify by his compensation? You know what I mean? I identify by my pride. I would kill you with kindness. I would eat your heart out. If you didn't want to do it, I'd feed it to death of this cosmic involvement and reality and realm and forms. I would ethereally vanish and perish your sacrifice to, you know, be in denial and degrade your own potential. Not potential. Potential could be bad, but you know, like gentle-hearted and caring and heartedly caring or something. Okay, so the world evolves. It advances, right? Well, goofs and modern slavery and my literature and lectures of my aggressive goof is a bully. I wouldn't goof with my, expelliarmus, my expecto patronum. But I use some fucking magic that would divine and cleanse. I would legitly find hatred The beautiful answer to carnivores, savage and domestic. I would kill for the good. I would kill with kindness. I would kill because it builds preservation of our mortality and our standards and conditioning. Why am I saying these words when other people could have just, Tupac'd it up? What is poets? What is poetry? It could be a transfer of imaging. It could be a transfer of imagination. It could be a transfer of advice. I don't know how much of this an inventor can impact the world. But as long as the world practices, progression and caring and unity. Get the fuck rid of goofs.